All right, so that was Kirby Superstar. Up next, we've got Yoshi's Story, All Melons, by Dan Salvato. Hopefully, I didn't butcher your name too much.
You're good. Congratulations.
Cool.
You said it better than Trihex?
And I think Countdown here is here to get my ass off the air. So, Countdown, the donation queue thingy is all clear. If you've got all that info and all that.
I do.
All right, cool.
Excellent, and thanks for reading for this marathon.
Yeah. No problem. It was fun.
Couldn't have done it without you, man.
I'm out. Good luck, guys.
All right, dude. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? My street. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I am. Okay, yeah, sorry about that.
And what stream are you on, Dan?
3.
All right.
I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm doing co-commentary as well with Dan.
Yeah, I got
that's
3
cool.
pills with me.
All good.
Alright, cool.
We get to go? Alright, cool. I might as well explain a couple things. As long as you have sound on the stream, which I assume you do. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright. Yeah. My name is Dan Salvato. And obviously I'm speedrunning Yoshi's Story. There's a bit of background on a couple things. You probably have all seen Yoshi's Island be run by Trihex, etc., because it has a very, very large following. And as a result, Yoshi's Story was very largely ignored over the years. There was an any percent run. It was probably it's about 12 minutes long, optimized, and it involves just completing the game once, obviously, because it's any percent. You see about 6 of the 24 levels, and each of those 6 levels, you probably see about 25% of each level. But having grew up on this game, I knew that there was a lot more to it, and I wanted to see this game get a little bit more respect and recognition in the speedrunning community, so I decided to route the All Melons category, which is effectively 100%. The reason it's all melons specifically is that there are exactly 30 melons in each level, which is the number of fruits you need to complete each level. And the melons specifically are kind of a little trickier to get. They're hidden, or you have to complete a minigame, things like that. They're intended to be a little more difficult to get, and it's sort of considered a special challenge to collect all the melons. And so we consider that a part of 100% completion. And that's effectively where the category comes from. I'm going to explain some more things as I start the run, but for the time being, let's get started. Yeah, absolutely.
Could I get a link to the low latency stream so I can commentate with it?
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, I can raise the audio.
Or
The
raise
game.
it up a little bit. Perfect. Just give me a countdown whenever.
Are designed to prevent Yoshi from slowing down, such as canceling the swallow lag, throwing an egg without losing my momentum, and ground pounding without landing lag.
You can see that he jumped on the cliff and he was tonguing like. Tonguing in this game in the air gives you extended height, so. These balls are definitely trolly. Yeah, all those dangling melons are in cycles, and if he messes up a bit, it'll throw the whole thing off. And that egg thing he just did helps to extend his flutter so he doesn't lose as much height. He threw the egg as he was fluttering. The interval between flutters is also a bit shorter as well. Doesn't it extend like long flutters as well or something? Right, yeah.
Hey Dan, is your mic muted on OBS? I'm being told we can't hear you, but we can hear your co-commentator. Sure.
I guess I'll try and... Alright, so yeah, throughout this level he's gonna take some damage sometimes and fall into the lava, basically because he has iframes. As he takes damage he'll be able to walk through the lava and jump past certain enemies.
No problem.
There's a particularly difficult sequence of flying Shy Guys coming up. But yeah, that's the damage thing he does. That is the Shy Guy section. He wants to time his tongue thing so at the end of the flutter he can eat the melons and continue going, because if you tongue, the flutter gets cancelled then he'll just fall into the lava and die, so you want to avoid that. So in case you hadn't noticed, he's collecting all the hearts. Hearts in this game are required to access certain levels, and the route is done so that he can collect all the hearts in certain levels, because for every heart you access, you can access one further down on the next set of levels. So if you get 2 hearts, you can go to 1, 2, you get 3 hearts, you can go 1, 3, etc. I think he's going to try and fix his mic now.
We have time for a tiny donation. And by tiny, I mean short.
Well, yeah, it's the end of the level, so he'll probably do that now.
Alright, we got $10 from Zito Negi, and he says, well, I'll just post it in the chat.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Well, I don't know, on stream.
Like on stream.
Find out in a second. Yeah, you're good.
Oh my goodness, dude. We missed so much commentary. I explained so much stuff, I have to go back and like re-explain stuff, I guess. Oh no, I'm gonna get right here.
Frustration.
I got bodied. So actually, is my volume really that low? Oh wait, no, I didn't mean to return to the course. Okay, I'm just gonna reset. Let me see. Alright, well I can... Whoa, that's like really loud. Hold on. Okay, so I can turn this up. So that's probably a little better mic volume, and then... I don't care if I'm like wasting time right now, I just want to get the stream good. Turn this up a little bit. Okay, that's probably the best I can get it. Let me know if that's good enough. Alright, well, anyway, let's continue. So you're actually supposed to roll in these wheels, but I can kind of just jump over them and flutter the whole way.
The wheels are really finicky and slow, so the flutter's a lot more preferred.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to bounce on that guy. Okay, that was a little bit better. Yeah, so I guess I'll... Let me think.
This set of 4 Shy Guys, if you miss it, you have to redo.
Yeah, except I messed up. Now I'm trying to like commentate and play at the same time because I missed so much commentary, so I'm thinking about everything that I need to make up.
As I was saying, if you miss it, you'll have to try.
Yeah. Just let me get back in the groove here. And also, I like hear my own voice the way I have my mic set up, so that's distracting as well. But let's do it. We didn't come here to get a good time. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that essence all this time. In this wheel, I actually have to jump through it because the developers put an invisible wall at the top of the wheel, afraid that the player is going to jump over the wheel. So I just use that exploit instead. Okay. Where am I? I'm waiting for like a good place where I can not have to focus as hard so I can explain some of the stuff that I explained before.
Also, when you're invincible, as you just saw, you could use the ground pound to break bubbles and stuff. It's helpful if you're going fast.
No! I'm just kidding.
Good merit. The bosses in this game are basically non-factors. They're really easy to beat, so you'll just see them clean them like less than a couple seconds.
What are you talking about? These bosses are brilliantly designed. Stop hating on such a well-designed game. Okay, so it kind of looks like I'm just going to arbitrary levels in each world, but that actually depends on the power hearts that I collect, which are the big red hearts. So, as 3Pill sort of explained, for each power heart you collect, you unlock an additional level in the next world. And so, I planned out which power hearts are the fastest to get in each levels, and created a route so that you collect the most optimized power hearts while still hitting every single level through 4 laps of the game. So one of the advantages of the fact that this game has you collect 30 fruits instead of just reach the end of the level, one of the few advantages anyway, is that it actually opens the door to create like these sort of open world levels where instead of going forward in one direction, there's sort of, you can go in any direction and just explore. And that makes routing very interesting for those levels. And this is one of those levels, or at least this room anyway.
So you might be saying Dan missed that moment, but he's going to come out of this little challenge here and he's going to be right behind the moment so we can just heat it up and continue on.
Yeah. So I think it was missed before because I was muted, so I'm going to explain it again. And 3Pills touched upon it as well, but if you mash the B button while you're jumping, then you gain a significant amount of height. But it's something that's extremely difficult to do because it's not just mashing, you have to mash B while holding A. This room is incredibly annoying. Specifically because to get the last melon, you have to collect all the coins in the room. And that was a pretty bad flutter, so it's gonna take a little long. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the rooms in this game have you collect all the coins and then they'll just spawn a melon somewhere in the room and you can go eat it.
Yeah. You'll also notice that... Come on, dude! You also notice that occasionally I eat a melon, like, through the floor or through the wall. Wait, that was a good shot. You can do that by extending your tongue out forward in the air and then angling it, like, into the floor. Oh my god, dude, did I seriously just do that? Alright. In the interest of time, we're just gonna continue the level.
Well,
I actually, like, this is... I planned to do this in the first place, where if I accidentally ate another fruit, then I would just invalidate the run and continue, because... Especially on a level that's like 5 minutes long like this, ordinarily I would have to kill myself and start the level completely over again.
yeah, this game is definitely a brutal run.
Yeah. It's incredibly brutal. The tiniest mistakes like that, such as like missing the melon, or failing a minigame, or eating the wrong fruit by accident.
It's a nice juxtaposition to the happy sort of aesthetic of the game. Instant death for grape eating.
Yeah. So yeah, this run's looking pretty grape so far.
Alright. I just wanted to plug some things real quick. We are JRTA Marathon, and this is the second one. And we are raising money to get two Japanese runners to JRTA2, Record and Oho. And some donation incentives we have coming up. We've got Streamers by Arcbliss, and for $50, there's a bonus run of the Superb Joe mode afterward, which is just as cool. It's currently at 0 out of 50, so if you want to see that, make it happen. We're at 75 out of 100 to get Nacho to play Trip World during the credits of Final Fantasy III. And donate $10 more during this run. I believe there is maybe a Yoshi cart that you might be able to win. I think that's a thing.
So just to explain what that was.
Nice.
That guy causes probably more resets than anything else. Because if he does not drop those melons fast enough, it's complete RNG. If he doesn't drop those melons fast enough, then you're gonna lose like 30, 60 seconds on him. You need to wait for him to drop 5 melons. And he is just like stingy.
Yeah, there's also some more risky strats because at the start he went all the way back to the start of the level so he could get the maximum distance for the melon dropping, but...
Yeah, I ran all the way back to the beginning, which alone, like, wastes 20 seconds. If you're doing an actual run, then you don't run back to the beginning like that. And so, you're going to reset, like, 60-70% of the time on him.
And yes, one more thing that I forgot to mention is the Blast Core file name, 7 letters. Blast Core or Blast Dozer. And currently anime is winning at $10.03. If you want to see something snipe anime, like I do, then get to it.
Another thing you may have noticed is that super happy fruits appear to just spawn out of nowhere, like that. If you eat 6 of the same fruit in a row, then you get a super happy fruit. And since we're getting all melons, we get a lot of them. So every interval of 6 melons, we get a super happy fruit, and they can really come in handy. But you can't exactly control like when or where they spawn, because it just depends on the route. Oops. Oh, I got that trigger. Alright. So every time you ground pound, you get about 40 frames of landing lag on that. You see like a cloud of dust fly into the air, and you get a bunch of lag. But there's a way to mitigate that lag, and we call it dustless ground pound. And what that is... Sorry, were you gonna...
Yeah, sure. If you pull out an egg right before you land or whatever, you can ground pound, because it extends the amount of time you're in the air. Basically, if you ground pound a certain amount of frames before you touch the ground, it won't actually consider it as a ground pound, and it won't give you that lag. And as I said, you can extend it by pulling out an egg and ground pounding.
Yeah, so basically, if you ground pound when you're right next to the ground, then it kind of detects Yoshi as like clipping through the ground, so instead of the ground pound actually coming out, he just goes back to standing animation. But the ground pound, I guess, is there for 1 frame, which is enough to trigger the hidden underground items such as melons. You have to ground pound like a lot of stuff to make melons appear, things like that. And so you get that trigger, but Yoshi just goes right back into the standing animation. But as for ground pound itself, a ground pound technically doesn't actually come out, like it has no power. I missed the cycle. Okay, we're good basically. I forgot to mention, when you're super happy, you have infinite eggs. And so, by throwing the eggs in front of me and catching them like that, I'm actually adding eggs to my inventory. So I can just fill up my eggs while doing that. And I hope you're ready for the spooks. Oh, jeez. So this game has some box pushing. It's probably one of the worst things about this game.
Yeah, if you touch 2 boxes together, it'll produce 2 melons for each box. Some of the boxes you can just ground pound, but I think they're just decided by the designers which ones do that. I think in one of the boxes in this screen is going to get 3 to touch at once.
Yeah, that's the only instance in the game where you have to do that, though. Like, the World 6 levels, they sometimes do that. They take, like, a previous element to just make it more challenging than anywhere else. This room is very exciting because there's an auto-scroller, but we can actually despawn it by triggering the auto-scroller and then going off-screen where we're not supposed to be able to, which causes it to despawn and then it doesn't come back. It's a really cool trick and it saves like 1.5 minutes of time, but it's slightly unreliable, so I'm just saying, oh great, I missed that jump. I feel like it's a little annoying. Drop this cycle. Okay, actually, we're good. Alright, here we go. Jump in. Get a high boost with some eggs. Make sure I don't get crushed. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, that guy on the left, like, he likes to kind of sneak up on you while you're fluttering up there, and if he actually collides with you, then you're gonna fall and you won't be able to make it out, because he's gonna crush you against the wall. Alright, now for an epic Baby Bowser fight. And with that, lap 1 is completed. 3 more to go. So now we're going to reset the game, start completely over, but this time we're going to start from a different World 1 level. And based on the route, that's going to take me to completely different levels through the game. And that's the only way to actually complete, like, all the levels in this game. You have to beat the game twice, because every time you beat a level, it takes you to the next world.
Yeah, Baby Bowser's definitely the hardest in the game.
Alright, 1-1. This is like the tech skill playground level. Nothing horribly wrong can happen.
Runs of this game are done on the virtual console for the Wii, so yeah.
Yeah, if you play on N64, every time there's a page turn transition, the game lags, and it wastes a ton of time. So I mentioned before, I think while I was still muted, basically, as opposed to Yoshi Island, which has incredibly tight mechanics, this game, pretty much everything imaginable tries to make Yoshi go slow. Everything slows him down. There's a lot of landing lag on ground pounds. Every time he swallows, he stops moving. You charge an egg, you stop moving. The game just wants you to go really, really slow. And so a lot of the technique is circumventing those, like, momentum stops and being able to keep your momentum.
But do I have time for a donation?
Yeah.
Got $13.37 from Dots Are Cool. And no comment.
Alright, well, thank you, Dots Are Cool.
Yeah, if you want to put that towards something, you know, just say it in the chat. And do I have time to listen in sentence, I guess?
I don't have a preference.
Because I missed a few. We got the Blast Core file name, 7 letters. Coming up next.
I just want to explain real quick.
Oh, go for it.
I have to do some perfect letters here, like 5 in a row. That was outstanding. I'm happy about that.
Excellent, thank you for catching me.
Alright, cool.
And we also have the Superb Joe run, which is at 0 out of $50 currently. So if you want to slay anime, now's your chance.
Are there donations incentives for, like, doing speedruns? Or upgrading categories?
Well, yeah, the streamers, I guess the streamer's donation is the Superb Joe mode after the any % run. Or after the, I guess it'll be 16 decks of cash now. There's a, Final Fantasy III, Nacho will do a speed run during the credits of Final Fantasy III. He will do a speedrun of Trip World for the Game Boy. It's about 6 minutes long, 7 minutes long, I mean.
That sounds pretty hype.
Yeah, and it's at 75 out of 100, so if you want to see that, that'll be, I believe, tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Ooh, good RNG. Alright.
Oh no, it's actually in a couple hours. It's at like 2:45.
His platforms appear in random spots, so he's gotten some pretty good luck so far.
Yeah, these ghosts are extremely annoying. They are just there to get in your way. And occasionally be platforms, but primarily get in your way.
And yeah, this raid is strong.
Yeah, shoutouts for the raid. Just in time for some epic box pushing.
Dramatic zoom in.
Oh man. Alright, fine. I just wasted it by accident.
So yeah, the boxes, when you hit them with your egg, the explosion from the egg doesn't actually happen, so what he wants to do is try and aim his egg so the explosion blows them both up. But he didn't get it that time, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, usually when you're breaking those food blocks, you want to aim short of them. So that the egg explodes mid-air and the explosion breaks the boxes. Because the explosion lingers in the air and it can break multiple things, etc. Oh, it's also worth pointing out that, while I can use my tongue to gain height during my jump, I can also do things such as charge eggs, throw eggs, or like charge and cancel the charge in order to gain height. Just tiny amounts of height, but sometimes it makes a difference, just those few pixels. And the difference between the two is if you tongue while jumping, you cannot flutter, but if you're charging and releasing egg throws while you're jumping, then you can do that while fluttering. So it's a good way to like gain height and flutter. Like you saw me do it in 6-4 for the auto-scroller despawn. In order to escape from that pit, I had to jump and do a high flutter while throwing 2 eggs. That's actually another difference between this game and Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island, you have the regular flutter, and when you bounce off an enemy, you get a higher flutter. In this game, you can get a higher flutter simply by holding up on the control stick. But the drawback is, if you do a high flutter, then Yoshi has to fall an equal amount of distance before you can flutter again. So you can't just, like, gain infinite height from high flutters. Alright, this level has the best music in the game. It's only in this level, but it is absolutely my favorite track. Like, Bob Ross needs to paint to this music.
Alright, so welcome, Pi viewers. This is JRTA Marathon. We are raising money to bring 2 Japanese runners to AGDQ. Ohon and Bcord. Ohon will be running Mega Man 6 and Castlevania 3. Bcord will be running Gimmick. And there's some neat incentives and prizes. You're eligible to win Japanese copies of both Yoshi's Story and Yoshi's Island if you donate $10 during this run. 10 or more, that is. And so some incentives coming up. We've got streamers, Superb Joe mode, which is currently at 0 out of $50. And you'll be doing that after the 16 bags of cash run. And then there is also the Blast Corps file name. Currently Anime is in the lead at $10. If you would like to snipe Anime, feel free.
Yo, check that swag.
Well done.
No scope. Gonna get on tight on my flutter here. Using the egg charge and release technique that I explained. Dude! There it is. This guy can be a huge pain if he gets in your way. And if you stop hitting this block, the block disappears and the melon is gone forever, and you have to restart the level. So if that guy hits you while you're hitting that block, then you have a high chance of being completely screwed. Alright, this boss is pretty neat. Depending on what side of his body you hit him, he flies in a different direction when he takes damage. And the direction is seemingly random, but it's predictable, and so I hit him on the side of his body that keeps him on screen on purpose. So he's always within range. Bear with me, I'm trying to glorify the bosses as much as I possibly can, but there's only so much that I can do. Alright, 4-3 is next, Piranha Grove. This is one of the hardest levels in the game, hands down. Both casually and speedrunning. There's so much precision, there's so much horrible things that can happen. There are these flying piranha plants that can eat you, and not only do they waste 10 seconds, but you also lose all your eggs, and they can eat you while you're invincible.
The first part of the level is definitely the most crucial to setting up the rest of the level. If he gets eaten by these flying ones here, it's pretty much over.
That's a time loss. I need all 6 eggs in this room in order to perform it properly. If I'm short on an egg, then I have to... actually, I'll snipe him and I'll take him. I have to perform like a really janky method of getting past this guy while pushing the box. Alright. But the danger doesn't end there. Not even close. Not to mention those piranhas. While their attack is a lick, you don't actually need to get licked in order to get hit by them. If you simply touch them, then you're gonna get eaten. And even while you're invincible, so I can't even go fast through this part. See, he almost got me there, actually.
Now I have a question, and you might have said this already, but is there any reason to collect coins in this run?
No, not at all. Except, there are a few select rooms in certain levels where a melon appears if you collect all the coins. But aside from that, they are completely useless.
Okay, because I could have sworn I had seen you go out of your way for one or two earlier, so just wanted to make sure.
These minigames take a lot of getting used to. Like, when you start off, you tend to have a lot of trouble with them, but it's all about just figuring out that perfect balance so that when you run at full speed, the stack goes up, and when you jump, the stack goes down. And so you can just balance between the two. There aren't many, like, actively, like, pushing for a PB, all Melons runners. Pretty much the only other one is 3 Pills, and he's, in this chat with me right now.
Yeah. I used to run it, but I think I've taken a mixed break from it, and it's a bit of, like, because I said before, it's a brutal game. It kind of gets to you after a while.
Yeah, alright. It's water level time. You guys can leave now. Peace out.
Yeah, you hate these water levels, don't you?
Oops, failed the damage boost. It's mostly this one specifically. This is just the absolute worst level. There's nothing cool or fun about this level. The other water level is actually challenging and has some cool tricks in it. This one is just like... there's nothing redeeming about this level. Yoshi's underwater physics are absolutely horrible in this game. Like, if you try to lick while you're swimming, Yoshi just decides to, like, swing his tongue all over the place for no reason, meaning you're gonna just eat a banana in the corner of the screen. It's really terrible.
Yeah, the tongue kind of gravitates towards the right, and I think, yeah, if you let go of the control stick, it just goes all over the joint, like you said.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did it that way. So this room is hilarious. There's gonna be a bunch of fish swimming by, and some of them are holding melons, right? That's all well and good, but the developers decided to put these floating watermelons in the middle of the room. That, combined with Yoshi's tongue physics, combined with a school of fish damaging you all over the place and pushing you around, makes this a very, very fun room. I don't think I actually ate that melon. I actually have to reset. You probably didn't see why I need to reset there, but what happened was I got a melon on my tongue, and if Yoshi has a fruit on his tongue and he takes damage, then the fruit just drops into the void and it's gone forever. I actually did it on purpose, because I know how much you guys love water levels. So I just wanted to give you an extra 2 minutes on this level. If that happens again, then I'll try to get by with, like, a watermelon or something. Here's another fun fact, the developers actually forgot to put a ceiling in this room, so you can actually jump out of the water and do this with the eggs. Alright, come on, baby. See, after I eat two and I get the super happy fruit, it becomes a little bit easier. Don't get back here! They don't come around a second time, they're gone if you don't get those melons. Alright, we got some dry land. So Yoshi has a sniff mechanic in this game. You're supposed to use it to find, like, hidden underground stuff, including melons. There are melons hidden underground. Obviously, I have all the locations memorized, so that's not really, like, an issue. But one thing it's convenient for is sneaking past these bees, since it makes Yoshi move a little bit slower. It's like the perfect speed that just allows you to sneak past those bees without disturbing them. And that's the only use for sniffing in this run. Alright, we're almost done with this dreadful level. Can get back to speedrunning. I messed up the damage boost. Whatever. Yeah, that damage boost was intentional. Alright, time for the spooky ghost castle. This is another one of those levels that's like open world exploration, and so it made the route really tricky and interesting, and I rerouted it a couple of times. And at this point, the route that I take is like pretty unintended. Thanks to like height gains and things like that. So again, here you're going to see me do a flutter, and then I'm going to throw eggs during the flutter to gain an extra bit of height, which will allow me to make my way up this cliff. There are other ways of doing that, but that's the fastest way. Alright, and this is the hardest mini-game.
Definitely had a lot of trouble with this one for sure. Because of Dan's experience, I should have no problem with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I never fail this minigame, ever. I actually already messed it up. Hold on, I have to go backwards now. You have to run full speed while spawning that enemy. I think I messed up again. Rip.
Oof.
Because he actually, what is it? He kind of bobs up and down.
Yeah, if he's not at the apex of his bob, then it kind of hits you.
Yeah, then it hits you, and so you have to make sure you're running full speed when you spawn him on screen. I actually knew I didn't get the proper spawn. Like, I heard him spawn while I was still not running full speed, but I decided to wing it. But now we get Red Yoshi, right? It's funny, as if dying wasn't enough of a penalty, picking Red Yoshi on the Yoshi Select screen wastes like a full second every single time you pick your Yoshi. So you end up wasting like a lot more time. Alright, let's do this for real. See, look at how easy that is. Look at that. Come on.
That first ghost wasn't even a hard one. It's the second one was.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
breeze
being
right
a
through it.
rusty scrub. The order in which I do these rooms is partially to control when I get the super happy fruits. Because having a super happy fruit here means I can do this.
Great ghosts.
Oh, what? It came out of nowhere. It's like the stupidest thing to complain about, but...
See, all the paths that you go through from the doors, they all lead you back to this one pipe, and you kind of just pick and go whichever way.
Yeah. For the most part, except, like, you need the keys to go in the 2 key doors. Here I'm gonna do a flutter for the purpose of scrolling the camera up, which causes these ghosts to appear in a more favorable spot. That's still not that great, but whatever. I absolutely hate this. Oh, it's out of reach now. Okay. Wait for it. I missed.
Damn.
Shut up. This isn't my night.
Definitely isn't even just that. The swag ground pound is dead.
Yeah. To be fair, those ground pounds are like... The horizontal positioning is extremely precise, and for that one, you have no visual cue. Nice. Might as well explain again, you can gain a lot of height on your jumps if you mash B while you're jumping. But it's extremely difficult to do because you're mashing B while holding A. And the faster you mash, the more height you gain.
Part 2 of the most difficult button.
Oops, I missed. Your egg explosions are so OP that the explosion lingers through the cutscene and hits him